What is up, people? Took a long sleep, 22 years to be precise, but now I'm awake. Kind of. Kind of falling back between being asleep and being awake for the last 2 or 3 months. But we're getting there. Becoming more conscious. Becoming more aware of myself and the situations in this world. And it is a really weird experience. For anybody who is here with me, also waking up to a maybe not so polite or loving government they have, or people around them who are still believing in a certain type of narrative, which, as we are finding out, is not the truth, right? A lot of people are waking up, me included, and I'm thankful for that. We need to be grateful. We all can feel that something just isn't right. COVID, certificate of vaccination idea, right? Created for us to be controlled, to be in fear, to be in sleep. It's not working anymore. A lot of people are realizing certain things, and I think the main principle of waking up is that everything in this universe is created by ourselves. Let that sink into you if you don't realize that yet. What does that mean for you? You create everything yourself, right? Means that the stories you create, the stories you hold up about yourself, about others, are coming from the internal space, from internally, and they are projected on the outside. They are not objective reality, they are subjective reality. You create a story, and just because you tell that story over and over and over to yourself or to others, that story becomes the truth. And this is really funny. This is the most amazing discovery I think you can make in this world. To realize that you, is the creator of anything they want. Or anything they are having right now which they don't want, right? If you're experiencing depression, which I know a lot of people are right now, I've been there myself, I've been there too. Your thoughts become so misaligned with who you are that your body, your soul, starts telling you through feeling really shitty that it's time to start doing something different, because the old way isn't working anymore. The old stories you keep telling yourself aren't working anymore. They might have been in a defense mechanism in the past. They might have helped you overcome that certain situation which was painful to you or scary or whatever. But that was in the past. You're telling these stories from the past while not realizing that you are right here, right now. These things, these stories from other people about how his day was or her day was. It takes the power away from yourself, because you're not the main video star or the main movie star of your own movie anymore. You're playing a role in somebody else's movie. And a lot of people are playing somebody else's role based on judgment of other people, things that happened in the past, or fear for something that will or might not happen in the future, right? And this is something that is really, really, really important to realize. Because everybody creates this own story by themselves, right? I create my own story, you create your own story, but these stories are most likely separate. Except that we are not living in a separate world, right? We're living here on planet Earth, which is like one big story. One big story where we, as the individuals experiencing it, tell our own little stories of what this Earth is, what it means. And we've been led to believe that we are just this meat bag of neurons, flesh, muscles, and that we cannot explain where consciousness is coming from. And this is so disempowering to people, because people start feeling unworthy because they do not believe in themselves anymore. We do not believe in ourselves anymore because we're constantly busy with what other people are thinking of us, what the world wants us to do, what other people want us to do, while losing our inner peace, the person who we were, who we came here to be. It's programming which is created. It's programming. You're running on a story which is 95% unconscious. You don't know what you're doing day by day if you're not waking up yet. Or if you do and just found out that all these stories you have been telling yourself are just stories, which is for me an example. For me, big stories like smoking cigarettes, smoking weed, drinking alcohol, which restrict me from doing the things I want, from being the person I want to be. That's not me. It's not me who wanted to do these things, but I started doing them because other people did them. And as a result, now I made it my own story, and now I think I cannot go without them. Or I think these are parts of my nature, these are parts of how I live reality. For example, another thing, I kept saying to myself, or I keep saying to myself, that I'm bad at following through plans. If I want to do a YouTube video every day, or wake up and meditate, or this or that, it will go right for a couple of days, and then after a couple of days I will abandon the plan because something else has come up, or this or that. While you need consistency to follow through, to create new habits, to change your life, because if you keep doing the old things you were doing in life, nothing new will come true, right? Nothing new will change. So you can change your thoughts from things you don't want anymore, but you need to follow up with action. So let go of these different stories, like me also saying, I'm different, I'm crazy, or I'm a misfit, just because some time in the past other people have led me to believe that that's me. I'm not that. I created these stories that that's me, completely unconscious, while through meditation or certain forms of practice for being more in the moment, you can realize these thoughts, you can realize these stories you're telling yourself. You can realize where they're coming from, what emotion is connected to them, and what it's trying to tell you, how this cycle is viciously being locked in place, because you either do not know the story or do not want to take action to get out of the story. And just by making a small step, for example, practicing gratitude every day, or doing some mindfulness every day, or just maybe if you only brush your teeth for once or whatever a day, change that to do it twice. That's a change which on a small scale will not make a big difference. But the more these small changes can be made, because your worthiness or whatever is coming up, the more these will result into bigger changes, bigger impacts, and a different future. It's the butterfly effect, right? Make a small change to create a whole different reality, a whole different future. And we need to start understanding this, especially in this reality where people are being kept fearful for maybe not so fun and loving goals of other people who think they can play with us, with our human psyche, to make people robot-like, to get them into technology, to lose themselves completely, to become artificial intelligence. But we are not that. We are here created to be something different, something else, right? We all have this feeling of wanting more. But is the now good enough for you? You see, with these thoughts, we can understand that everything in our reality is created by our minds. So the feeling you have right now, no matter what it is right now, is created by what you're thinking, experiencing at that moment, what you're feeling, which can be changed just like that. I can be really quiet, or I can allow myself to be more excited, more up and coming in this moment, to let go and to allow what I want in this life. Because everything is here, if you create it to be, right? And this is such a beautiful thought. Because once you know the story, once you know where this is taking you, where this repeated story has taken you, like you have the evidence in your life, right? If you're not where you want to be, then you need to start doing the things you want to do to get there. Once you realize these things, you can make these small steps, small progresses to get there, to be more free, to be more loving, to be more kind, to be whatever you want, to earn money or have this girlfriend or whatever, right? What you want. You need to start making the daily actions. You need to start changing the way you originally felt, because these thoughts created your reality, and now it's time to change that reality because you want it, right? And it's all starting internally. Everything, every freaking thing is created here. The thing you just have to do is realize the thought, feel the emotion, accept it to be, and swap it for a new one. Swap it to something you would like more. And studies have shown that gratitude is a real big game changer in that sense. You don't need to chase money, love, or all these different things, because you can attract them with changing your thoughts. We are like this magnet, constantly giving out energy and receiving it back and forth. And the more you realize, like I can tell this to you, but you need to realize it, you need to embody it. I need to embody it. I have been trying to do that, but waking up is not always fun, it's not always easy, because you are shown these stories knowing that they need to change, knowing that they are not who you are, but still needing to accept them, needing to follow them, where they dive, where they go, where they follow, to most of the time a narrow tunnel, not only seeing a small bit of light at the end of it. Coming through and seeing a bigger light. And then that bigger light shuts down a little bit again to follow through another one. Anyway, I'm rambling a bit. But we need to start understanding this mental nature of reality. Because together we have created this COVID. Together we have created this government which is taking control over our lives at the moment. And people are not realizing it. People are not realizing that this current situation is a grab for power. It might seem scary, right? I do not like it as well, but we should not be afraid, because we the people have the power. We create our own story, and the more we create the same story together, we can change the world. We can influence the world by coming together, by telling the same story in that sense, because it becomes more powerful. Like if I think of one thing by my own, it's not as powerful as if two people talk about it or think about it, or if 10 or 100 or thousands of people think about it. And this is what we need to realize. This is the compound effect, right? Just like with the markets. So I hope I explained it properly, because for me it's also just coming out of this slumber of sleep, right, of living on an unconscious pattern over and over and over again, doing the same things every day, which result to the same things every day, which is not the things I want every day. I want change. I want this world to change. I want to go travel. I want to do these things. I want to be free, which I cannot do at the moment. because I'm locked inside, because I don't have the money, because this or that. See, let go of these stories and the freedom will come in. The freedom will find its way. That's the beauty. It's that freaking easy. But you need to be mindful of your thoughts. Like, a lot of people are not aware of what they are thinking every day. And mindfulness does this, right? It shows you how to be quiet. Like, what's behind all these thoughts you're having all the day, all through the day. To become more aware of every thought you have. And then, when you do, create this new thought, this new reality. As we are that powerful, man. We are. We freaking are. We're all part of this reality, of this universe. As within, so without. As above, so below. And that's so beautiful. So, change yourself. Change the way you're thinking to something you would like more, and change your reality. The only thing you have to do then, if you change inside, is to see what on the outside is changing, what new opportunities come in, what kind of blocks are still there, because life will keep giving you blocks, right? To push through, to break through, to get out of these old cycles, to create something completely different. And I want this for freaking everybody. We need to start sharing this with each other. Start loving each other instead of being afraid of each other. And the world is showing this urge, this need right now to do that. I hope I can share a little bit with that as well. I can influence that. Or I know I can. You see, I need to change the story of not being able to do YouTube videos, of not being able to tell my own story, of the things I've learned, about whatever I've learned, right, which is a lot, and I'm still learning every day because that's a must for me. I'm searching for the truth constantly, whatever the truth may be, right, in this universe, which is maybe an illusion, or maybe a holograph, or maybe whatever it is to you, right? Thank you for listening. I hope you can change the story just as I'm trying to change my story. And together we can do this. If you're struggling with something, let me know. Leave a comment down below. Tell me, what are you struggling with? And maybe I can help you with something with you, right? Maybe I can help you. I want to try at least. I want to dive deep. It's not about me, as I'm changing my story. But I also want to help others change their story. Thank you. I love y'all. And see you next time with a different story of mine.